Well, on that note, it's time to take a look at the day's top business news. We're going to start in Japan, where Nissan has been holding its first shareholders meeting since the arrest of the company's former chairman, Carlos Ghosn, back in November. To tell us more about that and indeed the other business news, we're joined on set by Brian Quinn. Brian.
Hello, Eve. That's right. Nissan shareholders have officially removed Carlos Ghosn from the company's board of directors. New Renault chairman Jean-Dominique Senard voted in as a Nissan director as the two companies seek to maintain the alliance engineered by Ghosn some 20 years ago. With shares down around 10% since Ghosn's November arrest, many Nissan shareholders are angry at the management of the crisis. They want to know if Ghosn is indeed guilty of the financial misconduct he stands accused of, how it could have gone on for so long. CEO Hiroto Saikawa, who launched Ghosn's ouster, apologized but placed the blame firmly on his former mentor.
I have been asking myself over and over why the organization failed to stop the misconduct. The reasons, I believe, were concentration of power in the hands of a single individual for a long time. And to be specific, an organization that enabled an individual to conceal wrongdoings.
Well, meanwhile, Carlos Ghosn remains in detention in Tokyo. His wife, Carol, says she left Japan after his most recent arrest in haste, as she feared for her safety when agents confiscated her Lebanese passport. Carol Ghosn wants the French government to do more to help her husband, saying he's been abandoned and that his human rights are being violated as he endures repeated imprisonment without a presumption of innocence. She says Ghosn recorded a video interview in English before his most recent arrest in which he tells his side of the story and that the video will be released soon. Returning to the markets, Nissan shares dipping slightly in Tokyo on Monday. Asian shares overall losing a bit of ground, still near a 7-month peak amid better than expected U.S. jobs data on Friday. The Nikkei ending the day down around 0.25%. Chinese index is mixed amid new hints of economic stimulus coming out of Beijing. Hong Kong is up just under 0.2%, with the Shanghai Composite down under 0.8%. Seoul's Kospi down right around 0.2%, just ahead of the closing bell there. To the U.S. now, where an increasing number of bargain hunters are quitting their day jobs to make a living reselling products online on Amazon. According to the online seller, around 50% of all sales on its marketplace come from third-party sellers. Julia Kim has the story.
It's one of their favorite stores, a wholesale warehouse with seemingly endless aisles dedicated to all things DIY. The Herbert family are looking for a watering system, and they're buying all the stock.
In the store, it's $15, and then we're going to turn around and resell these for $36 each.
An app on their phone predicts their potential profit margin.
Like I can show you right here. You only make $2 each unit.
So it would not be worth it?
It's not worth it right now.
The couple stumbles on a jackpot here in the hosiery department.
Well, 99.
White brand name socks on sale.
We're going to pay $5.99 in store, and we're going to resell them for $20 each on Amazon.
Yay!
Wouldn't make any sense to anybody.
Back home in his garage, this former financial consultant logs straight onto Amazon to put his newly bought socks up for sale.
Pet supplies.
The socks are rewrapped and reticketed before arriving at Amazon's depot. The site handles the delivery of the merchandise and takes 15% commission on every sale. For the past 4 years, these entrepreneurs have made a living from reselling wholesale products on Amazon.
And we'll profit between $300,000 and $400,000 a year.
According to Amazon, around 50% of all sales on its marketplace come from third-party sellers like the Herberts. Gerson and Christine have already held courses for those hoping to launch a lucrative career themselves in the online retail business.
Next, here in France, legislators are set to begin debate on the government's proposed tax on digital giants Monday. The measure is known here as the GAFA tax for Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon. Those just 4 of the more than 20 firms that could be targeted. If approved, 3% tax on digital advertising, sales of personal data, and other digital revenue would be imposed on tech companies that earn more than 750 million euros annually. The French proposal comes after a similar effort at the European Union level was shot down by low-tax countries like Ireland and Luxembourg. Finally, for business, a somewhat unorthodox method of reducing emissions. The Financial Times reports that Fiat Chrysler has agreed to pay Tesla hundreds of millions of euros to allow Tesla's electric vehicles to be counted as Fiats in order to avoid EU fines on violating emissions regulations. New EU emission standards take effect next year, mandating an average fleet limit of 95 grams of CO2 per kilometer. Companies are allowed to form so-called open pools with each other to bring average CO2 output to allowable levels. Tesla has reportedly made over $1 billion in the U.S. over the past 3 years by selling emissions credits there. Eve, I'm not sure if the climate is going to respond to this sort of technicality, but the companies are certainly making use of it.
Okay, one to watch. Thanks a lot, Brian, for that business update. Brian Quinn with us there.